As James Gunn's new DC Universe reboots Batman under the brave and the bold banner, it has an opportunity to take inspiration from the best Batman scenes ever made. These aren't just fan-favorite moments, they're definitive examples of what makes Batman an enduring, layered character. They have defined the Caped Crusader for decades and should be considered for the DCU's future. Batman has enjoyed a long history of powerful cinematic moments, from gritty street-level drama to operatic superhero action. If the DCU truly wants to deliver a Batman worthy of a new generation, it would do well to look back at these moments. It should consider how to translate their emotional depth, intensity, and iconography into the future of the franchise. Number 10. Zack Snyder's Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice divided audiences. However, nearly everyone agreed on one thing: the warehouse scene is peak Batman action. Brutal, strategic, and dripping with comic book flair, this moment sees Ben Affleck's Batman rescuing Martha Kent in a close-quarters, bone-crunching melee. It's the first time a live-action Batman truly fought like his comic counterpart. He combined gadgets, grappling guns, and unmatched martial arts to dismantle a room full of armed criminals. The fight choreography, combined with Batman's sheer ferocity, sets a high bar for future DCU fights. Any new Batman project must recapture this grounded yet exaggerated action style, one that is intense, swift, and clearly motivated. With a Bat family in play for the brave and the bold, fights this impactful are essential. The warehouse battle shows us a Batman who is both feared and physically unstoppable. Number 9. Matt Reeves' The Batman ends not with a bang, but with a beacon of hope. After battling the Riddler's cultists and surviving a near-death experience, Robert Pattinson's Batman doesn't celebrate, he becomes a literal light in the darkness. Gotham is flooded, chaos reigns, and yet Batman chooses compassion over vengeance, helping trapped citizens reach safety. This final act redefines Batman not as a symbol of fear, but as one of hope and resilience. It's the kind of character moment the DCU has already embraced with Superman 2025. Audiences have seen Batman brood, break bones, and brood some more. Seeing him comfort a scared child while knee-deep in water is substantial growth. That's what makes him heroic. Future Batman stories must show not only his physical prowess but his moral evolution. The DCU Batman should be a guardian, not just a warrior. Number 8. Heath Ledger's Joker may be the star of The Dark Knight, but Christian Bale's Batman has one of his most unforgettable moments during their brutal interrogation scene. Shot with raw intensity and a stripped-down aesthetic, the scene showcases the psychological chess match between Batman and his greatest foe. It's not just about violence, it's about control. Joker pushes Batman's buttons, exposing the thin line between justice and vengeance. The DCU needs to include a scene like this to truly understand what defines Batman: the temptation to cross the line. Batman's fury explodes, but he never fully loses himself, no matter how close he gets. Future Batman movies should incorporate similar one-on-one, dialogue-driven encounters that reveal his inner struggle. Superhero films, of course, thrive on spectacle. Yet the quiet, unnerving tension of this moment is what elevates it into something unforgettable. Number 7. Batman: Mask of the Phantasm delivers one of the most emotionally devastating Batman moments ever put to screen. In a flashback, a young Bruce Wayne pleads with his parents' memory, torn between honoring them and pursuing a chance at personal happiness. He falls to his knees at their grave, crying, "I didn't count on being happy." Audiences are reminded that Batman is not just a vow, it's a burden. This raw, human vulnerability is something the DCU must tap into. Batman isn't just a stoic loner in a cape, he's someone haunted by love, loss, and the crushing weight of duty. Allowing future Batman stories to explore his emotional fragility without weakening his resolve will enrich the character immeasurably. The new DCU shouldn't be afraid to get personal. Moments like this one make Batman painfully, and beautifully, human. Number 6. Christopher Nolan's Batman Begins gave audiences a vital origin story. Its most crucial piece was Bruce Wayne's training with the League of Shadows. Under Ra's al Ghul's harsh tutelage, Bruce hones his body and mind, learning to channel his pain into discipline and strategy. This section of the film reframes Batman not just as a crime fighter, but as someone who studied the enemy before waging his one-man war. This is an important part of the Dark Knight's history, which is often skipped over in adaptations. This could become even more pertinent with the DCU's plans to introduce Batman's son, Damian Wayne. Damian is also the grandson of Ra's al Ghul, so even if the DCU introduces a more seasoned Batman, flashbacks or references to his formative training could be powerful. The DCU shouldn't just show Batman being Batman, it should show why he is the way he is. This origin arc gives him roots, not just a cape. Number 5. Michelle Pfeiffer's transformation into Catwoman in Batman Returns is an operatic, twisted feminist rebirth. After being pushed out a window by her corrupt boss, Selina Kyle stumbles home, hollow-eyed and haunted. What follows is part horror, part empowerment. Selina destroys her apartment, sews her iconic costume, and re-emerges as something deadly and new. The whole scene is notably bolstered by Danny Elfman's hauntingly beautiful score. The DCU's next Batman universe must capture this level of stylized character evolution. Selina doesn't simply put on a mask, she becomes a different person, born of trauma and defiance. Future iterations of Catwoman in the DCU need a similarly rich, psychological arc, not just a thief in leather. Her bond with Batman thrives on mutual brokenness, and this scene shows why. If done right, it can elevate her from side character to anti-heroine powerhouse. Number 4. The Killing Joke adapted one of the most controversial, gut-wrenching scenes in Batman lore, the Joker's brutal shooting of Barbara Gordon. It's a moment that fundamentally alters the Batman universe. It transforms Barbara into Oracle and raises the stakes in Batman's war against Joker. While it must be handled with far more sensitivity than in the original comic or its uneven animated adaptation, this scene represents a rare shift in Batman's world. While the Killing Joke movie made some very questionable choices, this scene is fundamental. It shows consequences that can't be undone. For the DCU to mature, it needs to incorporate events that have lasting emotional impacts on its characters. If Barbara is part of this new universe, her trauma and resilience could define a compelling arc. Batman's stories aren't just about him. They're about the people caught in his shadow. The DCU must be brave enough to explore that pain. Number 3. Batman Under the Red Hood delivers one of the most powerful confrontations in Batman history. When Jason Todd returns from the dead as the vengeful Red Hood, he forces Bruce to face his greatest failure, not saving a Robin. Their final standoff is tragic, emotionally raw, and morally complex. Jason demands to know why Joker is still alive, and Batman's tortured apology says everything. This moment is peak Batman caught between principle and heartbreak. The DCU, which will feature Damian Wayne, needs to dive into Bruce's complicated history with former sidekicks. A Red Hood storyline offers the perfect mix of action and emotional reckoning. It questions Batman's no-kill rule without vilifying either side. This is the kind of inner conflict that can define a franchise, not just fists and gadgets, but grief, guilt, and impossible choices. Number 2. The Masquerade Ball in Batman Returns is one of the most elegantly tragic scenes in any superhero movie. Both Bruce Wayne and Selina Kyle dance unmasked, their civilian identities representing their disguise, while their true identities are their masked counterparts. As the pair dances, they suddenly learn of the other's identity. When they realize who the other is, the music fades, tension crackles, and Selina whispers, "Do we have to start fighting now?" It's gothic, it's romantic, and it's heartbreaking. This scene encapsulates the duality that defines both characters and was so iconic that it was repeated in The Dark Knight Rises. The DCU should embrace moments like this where masks are dropped, literally and metaphorically. Batman's relationships are never simple, especially with Selina. Future stories must tap into that dynamic, not just with action but with intimacy. The Masquerade Ball proves that the quietest scenes can cut the deepest. Number 1. This line, delivered by Kevin Conroy in Batman the Animated Series, is iconic. Not just because of how it sounds, but because of when it happens. In the episode, "Nothing to Fear," Batman faces the Scarecrow's fear gas, triggering hallucinations of his father's disappointment. Tormented and broken, Bruce rises to his feet, clenches his fists, and reclaims his identity. I am vengeance. I am the Knight. I am Batman. It's not bravado, it's self-affirmation in the face of crippling doubt. This moment encapsulates Batman's willpower like nothing else. The DCU should borrow this type of emotional beat. A Batman who wins not just with gadgets or fists, but by conquering his own mind, is a Batman worth watching. It's not just a catchphrase, it's a character-defining moment that deserves to be echoed in Batman's DCU future.